Hello Moodlings! My name is Dr. Nicole Lunan and I'm the CEO and co-founder of MoodMe, a new app that allows you to share over 400 and plus moods, emotions, and desires with your lover, thus making communication simple, fun, and super easy. When you find true alignment with your partner, the relationship will ebb and flow naturally. Why? Because you're dancing to the same song, standing on similar, evenly laid foundation. What matters most in alignment is that your visions, values, and core beliefs are compatible. Relationship alignment, simply put, is living and loving in the same direction as your partner. Your personalities could be different as long as your values mean the same. Meaning you could like to read and your partner likes to watch TV more. Or you could like to spend time shopping or doing happy hour with friends and your partner may like to play golf and smoke cigars at the lounge. How you spend your time apart doesn't matter as how much time you like to spend apart or how much you both value quality time together. So to discover your core beliefs and values, you first have to ask yourself, what's important to you? So we're gonna ask what's important to you about these pillars of beliefs, such as money, family and marriage, career, time and space, spiritual beliefs, conflicts, health and wellness, respect, integrity, politics, communication, chaos, and commitment. Now, as we dive into these topics, I want you to really think about how you feel about them deep down in your soul. Try not to base your answers off of anyone but yourself, meaning don't skew your answers to try to match the person that you're with. Be honest with yourself. Write a paragraph or two about how you feel about each topic. If you're questioning your compatibility with your current partner, have them write their answers to these topics separately and then come together and discuss. The one thing we can't fake is compatibility with core values. If you're single, this is the perfect time to assess what you're actually looking for in another person. At the end of the day, it's matching core beliefs and values that will help you have a long-lasting and compatible relationship. Also, once you know the answer to these questions, you'll have a clearer image of the type of person that you're looking for, the type of person that you actually are deep down. I think that dating is hard when you don't know the answer to what's important to you and what are your core values and beliefs. Because if you don't have those answers to yourself, then how would you actually know what you're looking for in another person? And how would you know if you would actually get along with the other person? So this is a really important exercise and this is going to save you a lot of time, right? Diving into yourself and asking, what do I believe in? Where are my boundaries? Where are my beliefs? What fundamental principles guides me through life? One thing to remember is that you can be head over heels in love with someone and still not be compatible with that person. The feelings of love don't indicate that you're compatible with another, vice versa. Being compatible on paper doesn't mean that love will spark there naturally. A mistake that many make is to try to fit a square into a triangle hole, meaning trying to fit a person into core beliefs and values that they don't naturally assign to. And they feel like a great idea at the beginning, but towards the end it can lead to resentment and pain. We have to learn to take people as they are, to not force people to be anything but themselves, and for us to stay true to our identity and what we believe in, and to trust that the right person will find us where we are. Another issue that we run into is that we have no idea what our actual beliefs and values are, or we conform to our partner's core beliefs rather than staying true to our own. The intention of this article is to help you learn about yourself, what you believe in, what your values are as a person, and what you expect from a partner. What would compatibility and relationship alignment look like to you? So let's jump right in. So let's start with money. How important is money to you? What kind of beliefs do you have about money? What are your core beliefs around money? So let's ask yourself, how important is money to you? What kind of beliefs do you have about money? How much money would be enough money for you to be happy with? Do you want to make your own money? Or are you comfortable depending on another for support? Are you comfortable with supporting your partner if money gets low on their side? Do you spend money without a care in the world, or do you save money and live your life prudently? Do you have traditional roles when it comes to money? For example, you like your partner to make more money than you, and you focus on keeping the home. Or are you more independent, meaning that you would like each of you to have separate bank accounts? What does money symbolize to you? Does it symbolize wealth, power, or energy? What kind of income would your ideal partner have? Maybe you grew up in a household where money was scarce, so you believe that it holds the power of stability and ultimately happiness. Maybe you grew up in a household full of money and still your parents divorced. You saw them argue about who gets to have most of the money, which ultimately made you think that money symbolizes greed. So, what are your core beliefs and values around money? What are your values and core beliefs around family and children? Are you the type of person that believes that family is everything? Or did you grow up without a strong emotional bond with your family? Therefore, you don't value those relationships as much. This is so important because if one partner puts a strong emphasis on family and the other doesn't, you typically see a large split in the growth of the relationship. It's possible one partner would want to start a family of their own and the other has learned to live without a family, so they'd rather just stay independent and travel the world. To have children or not to have children, that is the question, and it is a big decision that couples have to meet each other on. There are many relationships where I've seen one partner who wants to have children and the other partner is like, meh, I don't really know if I want to have kids. The partner who wishes for kids waits for the other partner to change their mind, but sometimes they don't. Sometimes they still don't want to have kids. Sometimes people say they want to have kids just to appease their partner, but deep down they don't want to, and vice versa. Therefore, their core values around having children and family are different. They aren't playing by the same rules. They're in two different games. This value is best to be found out in the beginning of the relationship because it can save a ton of time and heartbreak. So, ladies out there, please, if you have the desire, the burning desire to have a family, if you want to have children, do not compromise on that. And vice versa for the men. If you don't want to have kids or if you do want to have kids, don't compromise on that. Try not to wait for people to change their mind because you're kind of betting. It's like you're gambling on a big choice in your life that maybe at the very beginning you guys should have actually lined up on, right? And time's a ticking for women. You can't sit here and wait for somebody to change their mind and hope that at some point they're going to want to change their core value around having kids. It's a core value. It's not like, hey, I want pepperoni pizza right now and I want cheese pizza tomorrow. Core values take a lot of time to mull over and change. And if you truly want to have kids and your partner does not want to have kids or vice versa, then that's a huge misalignment. That's a big relationship misalignment, and it will cause a lot of strife and pain in the future rather than just letting go and finding somebody who will meet your values in the present moment. What are your values and core beliefs around career? How important is your career and work life to you? What would your dream job be? What would your partner's dream job be? If you could choose one that would align with you. What kind of careers do you find attractive in a partner? Do you put a high emphasis on being motivated to work, to hustle, to grind? Or do you want a powerhouse partner or a partner that could be there more for you and have more time for the kids, be more present and not focus so much on work? If you had to choose between your partner and your career, what would you choose? If you had to choose between your career and having children, what would you choose? Do you feel passionate about your career? Do you need your partner to feel passionate about theirs? If you have to take turns supporting each other's careers, would you do it? Kind of like in Friday Night Lights, where the main lead has to move with her husband over and over again to support his coaching career, or raise the newborn alone for a while since her husband earned a job at a college as a coach. Then the husband in return gives up his job and moves with her to support her new job she received at a college. Is your dream job to be the CEO of the household instead of working outside the house? Therefore, you'd like your partner with a career that can support you and the children. What are your values and core beliefs around your career and work? How important is time with your partner and time away from your partner? What does time away from your partner look like? Are you more independent, so do you value time away from your partner? Are you more codependent, so you like your partner there with you at all times? Do you have the activities, or do you have to like the same activities? Can you respect your differences and how you like to spend time? Does space away from your partner make you feel anxious or secure? And when does it switch to one or another? Like, how many days can you go without seeing your partner before you begin to feel separation anxiety, if you do at all? Would you be comfortable living together if the opportunity arose? Do you feel comfortable in each other's space? Is there such a thing as too much time together? What are your values around, what are your core beliefs around time spent together and time spent apart? What are your core values and beliefs around spirituality and religion? How important are your spiritual and religious beliefs to you? Do you believe in God? If so, can you describe how you believe in God or what God looks like to you? Do you need a partner to have the same spiritual or religious beliefs as you? How important is that to you? Is religion or spirituality a big part of your life? And what would your ideal partner look like? Would it be a big part of their life? Religion and spiritual beliefs is a big topic when it comes to compatibility, specifically for people who are truly devout to their beliefs. Like for example, the Jewish culture, a lot of the Jewish culture, they cannot marry outside of their faith. So they would expect their partner to either convert or just already be within the faith. Or if you're very spiritual and you meditate all the time and you believe in God and the universe, and would you be compatible with somebody who is an atheist? Or do you actually need that belief to feel connected to your partner? What are your core values and beliefs around conflict? How do you deal with conflict? Do you believe in taking space while an argument is happening so that you can cool down? Or do you believe in sticking it out and working through the argument? What's acceptable? Is raising your voice acceptable? Is going to sleep angry acceptable? Do you lean more into apologizing when you've done something wrong or sweeping it underneath the rug? What's your value around apologies? When you don't get your way, how do you act? How would you like your ideal partner to act? When your feelings are hurt, what are you inclined to do? If your partner's feelings are hurt, how would you want them to act or tell you? Do you believe conflict is a good thing or a bad thing? Can you forgive someone if they've harmed you, depending on the extent of the harm? What are your beliefs around the definition of a relationship? Like, what does the ideal relationship look like to you? Do you believe in monogamy? Do you believe in an open relationship sexually? Or that it's possible to fall in love with more than one person at a time? Do you think that you could be with one person for 50 years? Or do you think you need more variety? How are you with flirting? Do you like to flirt even though you have a partner? Would you be able to watch your partner flirt? From a scale of open to closed in your relationship, what would your ideal relationship look like? How do you define a relationship? Would you like it to be like super closed or kind of open? Would you rather have a partner who's more logic-based or emotion-based? What do you find more attractive, logic or emotion? And how important is empathy to you, or the ability for your partner to hold space for your emotions and feel experiences alongside of you? Would you rather have someone who's more logic-based and concrete in their thinking rather than emotional? When you express yourself, do you need someone to meet you in your thoughts or your heart? Someone who's pragmatic or not easily swayed like a rock? Would you rather have someone who is in tune with their emotions and able to speak to you about how they're feeling? So more in tune with their emotions rather than logic. Or you could always have a balance of both in between. But what would your ideal partner look like? Logic or emotion? What are your values and core beliefs around respect? So respect in a relationship is reflected in how you treat each other on a daily basis. What kind of respect do you expect in your relationship? What does respect mean to you? What does it look like to you? Respect typically shines out in the way that one person treats another person. It could be anybody, you know? Are they listening to your boundaries? Are they willing to compromise? Respect may mean that you accept somebody for who they are, even when they're different from you or you don't agree with them. The foundation of a relationship is built on respect. Therefore, if you have different values around how you treat others than your potential or current partner, then there could be a big misalignment here. For example, if your partner is rude to a waiter, that would show a lack of respect for another person. How would that make you feel or not feel? Some examples of respect to take into consideration would be being able to talk openly and honestly to each other, listening to each other, compromising, speaking kindly to each other and about each other, giving each other space, supporting each other's interests, hobbies, and careers, building each other up, and honoring each other's boundaries no matter what. So these are just some examples about what respect look like, but what would respect look like to you in an ideal relationship? And if you're in a current relationship, is your partner respecting you in a way that makes you feel that you guys are compatible? What are your core values and beliefs around integrity? How much do you value integrity and transparency, being honest and telling the truth, even when it's easier not to? Do you believe white lies are acceptable? Would you be okay with being someone who you know lies to others? What if the lies were told with the intention to protect others? What motive to lie is acceptable? How about cheating? Do you feel like you'd be able to take a cheater back or even date a known cheater? Where's your moral compass? Where's your moral compass at when it comes to integrity and being honest? What kind of integrity or honesty would your ideal partner have? So let's talk about politics. What kind of political views do you have? And do you need your partner to share those political views, or are you more open-minded when it comes to how they view politics as well as their beliefs? Political views tend to point out how a person views the world. Political differences have been difficult to manage in romantic relationships, and the past few years have really just poured gasoline on top of an already tough topic. What area of politics are you flexible on, and which ones are you passionate about? What political views would your ideal partner have? What are your core values and beliefs around communication? How often do you like to communicate with your partner? Do you like to text often, or do you phone calls? How much time do you have to communicate with your partner? Do you like to be in touch with your partner throughout the day? Are you the type of person that likes to express how they're feeling when they feel it? Or do you need time to mull ideas over in your mind and then speak about it later? Are you brave enough to say how you actually feel, or are you more avoidant and stuff your emotions down? Are you a good listener? Do you lean more into wanting comfort or a solution when it comes to expressing your concerns about life? Apologies are huge relationship saver. Do you know how to apologize without justification? Would you expect your partner to be able to apologize and admit their faults? Are you able to validate your partner's feelings? What kind of communication habits would your ideal partner have? Let's talk about chaos and drama. What's your values and core beliefs around chaos and drama? Depending on how you grew up, your levels of chaos in a relationship could vary. One partner may not need as much chaos in the relationship for it to feel exciting. They might desire a more stable relationship. However, there are some who need the chaos. To them, chaos feels familiar and normal in a relationship because how relationships are modeled for them as children. Some people draw from the chaos and believe that it makes the relationship more passionate, more exciting, sex life better. Some equate chaos and drama to excitement in the relationship. Without chaos, maybe the relationship would get boring. One would argue that there's enough chaos outside the relationship to fill the drama cup, and the relationship itself could be a calm home. But how much chaos would your ideal relationship have? What are your ideal values and beliefs around commitment? What does commitment look like to you in a relationship? Commitment could look like staying in touch with each other throughout the day, or a phone call at the end of the night. It could look like calling each other boyfriend and girlfriend, or introducing each other to parents, families, friends. It could look like marriage. Do you want to get married? Why do you want to get married? What does marriage look like to you? If your partner doesn't believe in marriage for one reason or another, would that be acceptable? Maybe they've been married before and they don't want to do it again because they lost so much money in the divorce. Maybe you've always dreamed about getting married. It means a lot to you. So consequently, you and someone who doesn't want to get married would not be compatible. What beliefs around commitment do you have? What beliefs would your partner have? Okay, so after you've written a paragraph for each pillar of core belief, I then want you to number the pillars. Like, for example, for me, integrity and transparency and honesty is really high on my list, right? Or career is really high on my list. Like, number them in order, chronological order, from the most important, this is my number one, my number two, my number three, to the least important. So that the lower on the list are probably things that you be more likely to compromise on, right? But the pillars on the top of the list, like, maybe it's like commitment or family and children. Maybe you're really passionate about that and you're not willing to compromise on that. So make a chronological list of what's important to you from the pillars of beliefs with your paragraphs attached, and boom, keep that with you. Keep it safe, especially if you're dating, because this is who you are. This is where your core beliefs are at the current moment, right? And when people ask you, like, what do you believe in? What do you need out of a relationship? You're gonna know because you did the work and you completed this exercise. And also, sometimes your core beliefs will change in accordance to your life. However, if they change, make sure they change because you want them to change and nobody else. Your beliefs and values create who you are, and they're unique to you as an individual. Rather than asking another to change their core beliefs, it's possible that you may need to actually find a partner who matches you naturally. There's only so much bending that one can do before they lose themselves and step away from their core identity. And ultimately, we wouldn't want that anyways. Thank you for watching our video today. And if you have any questions, concerns, or you want to leave a comment, leave the comment below and share, like, subscribe, and see you later, Moodlings.